Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. The Gators wreaked havoc on Arch Manning to take down the number 9 Texas Longhorns 29-21. All that preseason hype with the number 1 ranking and all the excitement surrounding Arch Manning era are long in the rearview mirror. Arch finished with 263 passing yards, a pair of touchdowns, and a pair of INTs. A defense that had been elite so far this season was gashed for 159 rushing yards by that Gators attack. There may be an outside chance this team can get back in championship capabilities, but Texas don't look good, man.
No. Hey, and I'm gonna go first. Obviously, if they're to get back in contention and have any chance at winning, let alone just throughout the season, as opposed to even thinking about getting to the playoffs, they have to have better quarterback play. They got to have better quarterback play. You got to see the field a little bit better. You got to understand what you're seeing, being able to process defenses before they happen. I'm no disrespect. I'm just saying in general, your quarterback play is one of the reasons why you're in the situation you're in now. Now, despite what all the analysts say, all the people say, and with the praises and how you're supposed to be, he's going to need a year like this. He's going to need a year like this with some bumps and bruises and grinding and getting familiar with what's going on this year. And I'm assuming maybe next year he will come back much better, having a year under his belt to get familiar with the speed of the game, being able to process things a little faster and know what's coming and knowing some of the nuances and what you can and can't do as far as taking chances with the ball.
Sometimes how it just feels to go into these stadiums and into these big games, right? For him, it's not Arch's fault. And we have sat here and I've been critical of him and I've said certain things. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault his last name is what it is. It's not his fault that people were clamoring for him last year with Quinn Ewers. And when I saw the score tonight, of course, being an Aggie, they laugh at our pain every single year. We're the butt of the joke every single year. So now it's my turn, okay? I'm laughing. And I said, man, I bet you boys miss Quinn Ewers. I bet all that clamoring and all that jawing about Quinn Ewers, Quinn was slinging it. Quinn got you to between 2 plays of getting to the Natty, the Michigan year that they won it. Mm-hmm. So, listen, it's not Arch's fault. He's a sophomore. He is a young kid that is developing under a very good coach in a program that has potential. But this is a Florida team that we have sat here for countless minutes and said, what the hell are they doing? Wait, can we get Urban? Can we get Jimbo? Can we get something? But you look, Lagway played great. That is the Lagway we expected to see. And when you look at it from a Texas standpoint, Arch Manning being the leading rusher with 37 yards and as a team rushing for 52, you can't get out your own shadow.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's
2 yards of carry. 2.
Terrible. So, look, this is a Texas team, too, that has opportunity. You still got chances. You go and lose one to Florida, guess what? Guess what next week is? That one split down the middle in Dallas.
Yeah. They play OU?
Ranked top 5.
Wow.
You go win that game.
Woo, it's going to get ugly.
You never know. Is Mateer back? Maybe you catch them this year without their starting quarterback. All right? So, for Texas, it's not all bad. They're going to catch some flack for the Aggies and me because we're finally winning and you guys take an L versus a team that's been terrible. But at the end of the day, for Arch, these are growing pains. A year for him as a sophomore. He can come back 2 years and be a great quarterback and have a great career and do what he needs to do and be a Texas legend. But for right now, this team, the preseason number 1, they're not that team that we thought they were.
No, I think the thing is that when you look at it, everybody, all Texas fans, put in Arch, y'all skewer. And I was like, I thought Ewers were bad. I wasn't clamoring for Arch Manning because I had seen enough because I've seen him putting up stats against San Jose State. I said, bro, that's not SEC competition. Right. Now, when I see him put up numbers like that against SEC competition, then maybe I'll start clamoring for him. Mm-hmm. But the thing that's working against Arch is expectations and that last name. Because the thing was happening, man, Peyton would have made that throw. Peyton would have did that. Eli, he ain't even Eli. Bro, you do realize, like, those were #1 overall draft picks. Both of them was #1 overall draft picks. Peyton is a top 5 quarterback, and you might not take him out of the top 3. With all that being said, Eli just one of the best big game quarterbacks in NFL history. He beat Tom Brady twice in the most meaningful game that our sport has to offer. But I mean, who's surprised? Did y'all really thought that Arch Manning was gonna be Peyton? Y'all really thought that?
I did. I thought it was going to be great because most of the time, you know what happens when you come from that type of lineage of great quarterbacks. Most of the time, it trickles down one after another. It worked.
No, it don't.
Listen,
But there's one thing, Oach. It's the mental side of things. It's the how to carry yourself side of things. It's what you see from the greats that you've been around with access that nobody in the world gets to see. But where he went to school, when you go watch Arch Manning highlight tape, and you see the dudes that are chasing after him. My grandma in a wheelchair moved faster than some of them boys they were chasing after him.
Right.
He ain't play 6A. Me and my boys were talking about this the other day. If you put him in 6A, Dallas or Houston football, you're gonna see some dogs.
Yeah,
you're gonna see some people who can play. He didn't play that competition. So this is his first level of playing guys who are real dogs.
Right.
You play in the SEC and you get an offer and you're a starter, you can play. You got the size, you got the speed. You don't see a lot of bums out there. So it's gonna take some time for him to get used to that.
Yeah.
And it's not his fault. That's just where he went to high school. I didn't go to a high school that was 5A, 6A in Texas, but my coaches were so gangster that they wanted to go play those guys in our non-conference. Because they're like, you know what? Even if we get smoked, we're gonna see stuff that we may not see in the playoffs, or we'll be ready for the playoffs. So it made us better. So this, if you handle it the right way, as he's going to have Peyton and Eli and everybody in his ear, listen, failure produces growth. This stuff produces growth. If Texas goes 8-4 this year after being preseason #1, that's a hungry offseason. That's growth.
And the funny thing too about it, Johnny, and like the kind of the piggyback on what I was saying about obviously Arch and I mean I'm talking about Arch, Peyton and Eli being so good, and why I thought, well maybe he's gonna fall right behind, because I look at the Bosa brothers, I look at the Watt brothers, I just look at how they both obviously were great at their respective crafts. So I expected, after hearing all the noise about Arch, I'm expecting him, because I've never seen him play. I never saw him play. I didn't see him play in high school. Saw a small sample size of him as a freshman. So I'm thinking, Quinn Ewers is now gone. I'm thinking he's going to be all world. And then come to find out, it's really not what I thought it would be, and just growing pains.
Ocho, your point is valid when you look at brothers, but their dad wasn't the sons. Hey, Archie Manning, I remember Archie Manning playing. He's the #2 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
He wasn't Peyton. We talked about this. The likelihood, so you want God to just give you everything. You know what? I'm in the Hall of Fame and I want my son to be great too. So Magic Johnson and all these kids with sons, you want them to be the equivalent of what their dad was. Bobby Bonds was an outstanding player.
Right.
He wasn't Barry. Ken Griffey Sr. was an outstanding major league player. He wasn't Junior.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. So the likelihood of, like, really?
Yeah, I thought it would have been 3. I thought, and it's still, he got a long way to go now.
He got 2 full years after this one.
Yeah. So
you can look up, he can stay, do the Colt McCoy thing, stay his entire career at Texas.
Oh, I think he would. I think he will.
3 years, and you could look up, he can be the #1 pick in the draft in 2028 or whatever it may be. He still has that, but he has to grow. He needs reps. He needs time. He's got the lineage. He's got everything. But like you said, it just takes some time, man. He's not where he needs to be or where everybody thought he was. Everybody wants things to move so quick. Get him out. He's the first pick in the draft this year and that. And reality, let the kid be a kid and grow and get an education and have fun and grow into the player that he deserves and needs to be.
Right.
Yeah. Look at Dale and Steph. Dale Curry played 16, 17 years in the NBA. Dale Curry is not his son. And that's no knock, because when you have that kind of longevity, obviously you can play.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But Steph Curry is a transcendent player. And so the likelihood, like I said, to be that, like I said, you get brothers. Look, you get the Watts. Look at TJ and JJ. Me and my brother, Rondi and Tiki. You get Clay Matthews and you get Bruce Matthews.
Yeah.
In that situation, though, Unc, you guys get to grind together, right?
Yes.
You get to grow together. You got to see him and learn from him and follow in that.
We're close in
age.
age,
Different
yes.
when it comes decades apart.
Right.
Yes.
And you see it from a sideline when you're 6 years old and Peyton's winning a Super Bowl. It's not the same as having your older brother 2 years apart you're seeing it right in front of your face. It's different.
Because you're asking yourself, am I too hard? Am I hard enough? And then he has to deal with, your dad would have made that play. Man, your uncle would have completed that pass.
Oh yeah.
Man, you not your, because I told you the story, Ocho, that Ken Griffey said he went to see his son. And his son struck out, and the guy sitting next to him said, hey, he's not you. And Griffey looked at him and said, name 5 players who were.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a bar.
So when you think about it, now you get an appreciation, because Peyton took over for Helton, who ended up playing baseball, who was a great first baseman for the Colorado Rockies, and he didn't look back.
Right.
Eli got in, and he didn't look back. I don't think anybody was calling for Peyton or Eli to be replaced. And what he's up against is that legacy. That's what he's up against. And you know, Johnny, this, when you play in the SEC, you might get a legacy scholarship to go there. You damn sure ain't gonna get no legacy scholarship to get your ass on the field, because they all about winning. And they gonna put the best 11 on offense, the best 11 on defense, and the best 11 on special teams. Will trot out there every single time.
Your last name is not going to save you from them looking in that transfer portal that can bring somebody in and beat you out in the spring.
Yeah.
That's just the facts of the college football world we're in now. You can go slide $1.5 million to somebody that played at a smaller school but has a lot of talent but hasn't had the opportunity, and you can have somebody come in the spring and in February, and he can play, and he can come in and beat you out. And I don't think that'll be the case, but I definitely think if Texas, depending on how their season goes, they're not going to be accepting what it is right now and what's going on. And this is not a knock to Arch. I think if you look at him overall as a player, has he struggled? Has he hit the things he needed to hit? Does he look like himself? No. But does he have the potential and the tools that he needs? Most likely. But you have to develop. And he's with a coach that I believe is a good developer of talent. But
absolutely,
you have to look at it from a team standpoint too. Texas lost a lot of pieces last year that made them really, really good. From a receiver standpoint, from a defensive standpoint, from a running back standpoint, like
Golden. What's the other guy name they lost? They lost 2 receivers, right?
I think so, yeah.
Because one was talking about he's going to run like he was going to go, he was going to break the record.
Yeah, they lost Matthew Golden.
He agreed. And they lost another one too.
I forgot his name.
I think didn't he go to Cleveland?
Isaiah Bond? Was it Bond?
Yes. Isaiah Bond.
Yeah.
The transfer from Alabama, because he started at Alabama.
Yep. So, but look, I mean, Texas still has a program that is in a lot better shape than they were when you went through the Charlie Strong years and Mac left and they couldn't find a quarterback and they really struggled. I mean, they have had a lot of success in the last couple of years of getting into the playoff, being close to where they want to be, and they're just not playing their best ball right now. But it doesn't slow down. You got OU this week. You got more games coming up. Like this SEC gauntlet, depending on what your draw is throughout the year, is tough, man.
Yeah,
it is. We were talking about Bama's schedule. We talked about A&M's schedule last week. Like some teams may have it easier depending on it not being split down the middle and you playing set teams anymore. Like we don't play Bama this year. Yeah. Lucky us. Normally, 2 years ago, we got to play them. We got to play LSU. We play every team in our division. So now with it being this way, it really is luck of the draw and who you play is if they're good or not.
Johnny, you talked earlier about DJ Langway, because we felt that he hadn't been playing up to par, but he had himself a night tonight, 21 of 28, 298, 2 touchdowns, had 1 INT. They ran the ball 37 times for 159 yards. Baugh had 27 for 107, and Wilson had 6 for 111 and 2 touchdowns. So they got the balance that they needed to keep Texas off balance because they was running it, and Lagway had a day throwing the football. And this is what we expected of Lagway at the start of the season. He was preseason, he and Arch Manning, like, okay, obviously, with Nussmeier, they thought those were going to be the guys in the SEC. But this was the best that he's looked. And it might have taken Billy Napier off the hot seat, guys, for at least a week, or as Luther Vandross used to say, if only for one night. he gets to sleep easy tonight, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing I don't like about this, is I can enjoy it and revel in the Texas unsuccessfulness. Next Saturday, 10-11, Florida comes on down to College Station. And that's a nice win for them to build off of, a confidence builder for Lagway. And us being a 6th-ranked team in the country, you know that you're playing a team that is capable of beating a top 10 team, and you're going to have your hands full. So 1 week ago, this looked like a game A&M could
check off.
Kind of. You never want to just check through it, but it was one that you feel like you're going to be confident about winning. And now you kind of look at it and go, okay, we better tighten up because we're getting their best shot for sure.
For sure. Dallas Wilson finished with 6 catches, $111 and 2 touchdowns. It was the best debut for a freshman receiver at Florida in program's history. And we know some of the receivers that's come out of there, the high draft picks that's come out of the University of Florida. But this young man had the best debut game in Florida history. But Napier's off the hot seat because, boy, hey, he lost this game, and now you talk about 1-4. Hey. Oh, he got to get up out of. He got to get up out of there, Johnny. And they still got, if I'm not mistaken, they still got their rivalry with Georgia. So, you can't keep losing all these games and then lose the Georgia-Florida rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
A&M number 6. They play Mississippi State. They play Georgia's number 12. They play Kentucky, and then they go number 4, Ole Miss, number 15, Tennessee, number 18, Florida State to finish the year.
Yeah, it ain't look for boy. It ain't looking good for the home team, Ocho.
Yeah,
but at least they showed in the locker room. At least you can go in the locker room and turn around and look, and be like, yeah, okay, we got it. Like we can. We went out and beat a Texas team that's ranked. Are they as good as we thought they were? Whatever. But it's a top tier SEC team, and we got more of them coming up. So as a Florida locker room, this is a positive season building thing.
Right.
Yeah.